Welcome to the clinical cookout.
Yesterday, I made a video pointing out the racism of the Monica's Barbados hair storyline on Friends. It's got 900,000 views and thousands of comments, and most of them are some gaslighting BS like this. Monica's hair is a typical Jewish, Arab, Mediterranean girl hair. You know we have curls too, and when it's humid, they look like this. Everybody's claiming it's had nothing to do with black people. Well, how come they keep bringing us up?
When I go places with high humidity, it gets a little extra body, okay?
That's why our honeymoon photos look like me and Diana Ross.
I need to talk to you. Are you leaving the Supremes?
And then her husband and friends complain so much about her hair that she does something to, quote, fix it, and she goes to the salon. And this is what they had to say about that.
Okay, I've had it with the hair jokes. Tomorrow morning before we leave, I'm going to the salon.
Okay, Buckwheat.
What do you think?
I think I can see your scalp.
Don't you just love it?
Yeah, you got shellfish in your head.
Just someone might switch in and sit with Charlie.
Oh, dude, I spent the whole conference with Charlie.
I understand.
No, I'll do it.
Wish I could switch with someone. I really don't want to sit with Allen Iverson over there. What happened?
Well, I was dancing around and singing No Woman, No Cry. And I got stuck.
You can't move at all?
Oh, I can move. Found in the drawer. Then you said I'd never wear this.
So let's recap. Monica was referred to as Diana Ross twice, as Allen Iverson, as Bob Marley, as Buckwheat, but this has nothing to do with black people. We're just imagining the anti-blackness. Not to mention the cornrows, literal cornrows with crow's shells, is a hairstyle that goes back to literally Africa before the 1500s, before the 1400s. Listen, I know y'all are ignorant as hell. And you think the only racism is people screaming the N-word, and not even that, because you're always arguing for your right to be able to use it. But this is exactly how anti-blackness functions. They took a black feature, and you can tell it's a black feature that they intended to mention because they kept talking about black people. So they took a black feature, mocked it as ugly and animalistic, and you can go back to the original video to see the commentary on that. I didn't have time to include all those clips again. But by labeling a specifically black feature as ugly and undesirable, you get across the message that black people are less than human and they only deserve a certain status when they adhere to Eurocentric standards. And that's why Monica in this episode is acting as a foil to Charlie.
It's something. You go, girlfriend.
You never said that in your life, have you?
Not once.
I thought so.
The joke there is that after 9 seasons of a pretty much all-white show in New York, they have finally been castigated into allowing Aisha Tyler on this show, but she's got to prove through the writers that she's not too black after all. And finally, there's the intentional placement of other black women with this natural hair behind Monica to make a certain point. Look at this woman's proximity. And for seasons, they couldn't find a black person, and now there are all these black people. At the same time they're making these jokes. It's not a coincidence. And that's certainly nothing against Aisha Tyler, who's absolutely gorgeous, very talented, and we all have to make a living. But this tokenization, this model minority mentality from writers of shows like Friends do way more harm than good. And people say, well, what do you want? Real portrayal. Don't act like people were wrong to call you out. Like, the other comment I got was, oh, this was 20 years ago. Yeah, and remember 20 years ago you claimed the show wasn't racist, and we're pointing out that it was racist, and it's still racist. The problem with Friends is that they completely ripped off the concept of living single, which the creator admitted watching Living Single on Fox and saying they wanted to do the exact same thing, but with white people, and then completely erased all people of color from the city of New York. Nobody's saying you had to have a black friend. Yeah, it's not realistic. Think about why that is. But nobody even wanted that. But we're saying in the coffee house, at their jobs, in Monica's restaurant, like other people of other colors exist in the city of New York. And it's no different than calling out the show for ignoring 9/11 or for homophobia or any of the other tone-deaf things that they did. It's just reality. And a lot of people got in their feelings because they don't like the truth. And the truth was, it was racist then and it's still racist now. And the gag is, we don't have to go back 20 years or 30 years. Girls, same thing. All white show. And then when they got castigated, they wanted to introduce Donald Glover as a black Republican. You do this stuff so you don't have to confront the reality of your racism. So go sit with that. Like and follow for more.